What have you made of our childish politicians over the last week? Or just generally?
I mean, I want to just rewind a bit and acknowledge how weird it is, the idea of having Brexit Party MEPs in Brussels, like choosing to go to Brussels. It's a bit like being a vegan and saying, I want to work in an abattoir, right? You'd be in a perpetual state of outrage. You know, you'd be shocked, like there's people speaking foreign languages and smelling of garlic. But on the serious note of, I think you underestimate these guys a little bit, because as much as we think it's silly and childish, they know exactly what they're doing. They're not turning their backs on the MEPs or Anne Widdicombe's speech. That's not for Brussels. They're sending a message to their base. I think it's actually very canny political theatre. Serious point, guys. Sorry.
I think you're making an absolute point. And look, it's a weird thing that's also going on worldwide at the moment, because Billy Duffy asked, is it OK for Donald Trump to have tanks in Washington to celebrate the 4th of July? Again, a bit of theatre.
Yes.
Appealing to the base. Donald Trump held an Independence Day parade overnight called A Salute to America, which, as you can see from this picture, saw tanks mingling with people.
I mean, worryingly, the tanks are pointing at people.
It's kind of a weird occasion. It's supposed to be like a happy celebration, and they bring all this, like, instruments of war out. It's like, you know, you don't turn up with a rocket launcher at a christening, do you?
He knows exactly.
It's a lovely occasion. Don't mind this.
He knows exactly what he's doing, doesn't it? And as silly as we find it, there's millions of Americans who are looking at that and saying, that's what we should have more of.
Yes.
And you know, make America great again. So I just find it ironic that he was giving Kim Jong-un a hard time and calling him Little Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes Trump Tank Girl. 90s film reference.
Yeah.
Thank you. Applause. Lovely. I mean, Trump is getting closer and closer to Kim Jong-un every day. On the upside, that may mean we're only 3 weeks away from Jared Kushner being fed to dogs. So, like, you know, might be an upside.
That would be a nice
They love all these Independence Day things, though, don't they? I mean, it's like an ex, isn't it, who can't get over you. Gives you a shout-out on social media. Like, yeah, I'm over you, Britain. Don't worry, I've got a tank. But you're clearly not over me. You've got a tank. we don't mourn on the 4th of July. Go, oh, when we lost America. We've moved on. When are they just going to move on?
There was a weird moment, because Donald Trump gave this long speech about the war, the Revolutionary War, and breaking away and all of that kind of stuff. But he referred to a battle in 1775 in which, according to him, the US Army took over the airports. It's kind of incredible, since air travel wasn't invented for another 120-odd years.
OK, I'm going to pick you up on that. Air travel existed from 1783 in balloons. So I think you might be underestimating Trump again. He may have access... I think he's got access to secret government data that suggests... Because it would have been 1776, the war, 8 years before balloon flight was invented, but maybe he has secret files that suggest it happened earlier. They were balloon airports.
What? Right.
So you're telling me that he watched Up and went...
Meanwhile, Trump's daughter, Ivanka, tried to join in a conversation between Theresa May, Emmanuel Macron and the head of the IMF, Christine Lagarde, at the G20 this week, and received a few withering looks.
We've been there, though, haven't we? I sort of relate to it, like, when you... I mean, I imagine that's what it's like if you're at a dinner party with Louis Theroux. It's like, say something clever, think of a long word, ecosystem.
Puts a whole new light on things. What I see is sort of dynasty building. You know, him bringing his daughter along, grooming her.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely wants her to be president, probably, you know, in 8 years. And I think it's classically... You know, and also, you don't call your son Baron for no good reason. Like, it's this whole American desire to have a sort of aristocracy and a royal family.
Yeah.
You know, and the Clintons were doing it too, by the way. You know, I don't say he's any worse than what they did with Chelsea Clinton being groomed. I think they should just accept what it is. Take the royal family back. You know, July 4th, it doesn't have to be Independence Day. It could be recolonised by Britain Day. You know?
Mr. Dominic said, is it OK I feel more gutted for the Lionesses than for the men last year? Yeah, the England women's team emulated the men by getting knocked out in the semi-final of the World Cup in heartbreaking scenes this week. The match itself attracted the highest peak audience of the year so far. 11.7 million people tuned in to watch it. There was a bit of controversy around American Alex Morgan, who mimed drinking a cup of tea after scoring a goal. Is this OK?
Well, I mean, she scored 5 times against Thailand, and some of those celebrations were... they were...
Yeah, one of them she hid in a cave. That was inappropriate.
The thing I don't like about that team, I'll say it now, and I believe it, Americans, very sloppy mimes. Very bad mime. What's that? Just drinking a cup of tea. Who drinks a cup of tea like that? Like you drink it, what, is that the saucer? The handle, rather. They're drinking out the handle. It's like she's never drunk a cup of tea. Like, where's the saucer? Firstly, that's the easiest bit. I mean, she's in France. It's the home of mime. How hard can it be? So I dread to see her doing the box or the heavy briefcase or the rope one.
I'm not going to criticise her on the mime.
Was it an anti-English thing? Was it a...
I think it was, but perhaps not in a nasty way. I mean, I'm in favour of goal celebrations. I've got 3 boys who are mad about football, and it's a bit like the fortnight dances. That's a younger people's reference, probably a bit young for you. You know, everyone's got these dances, and by the same token, the celebration becomes a form of self-expression.
Yeah.
You'll like this. It's a bit theatrical, isn't it?
How dare you suggest I'm theatrical?
I think football is
Absolute outrage. What an absolute outrage. Josh Widdicombe is also very theatrical, just his is in a hospital.
But yes, to answer the question, they're referring to the Boston Tea Party when there was no taxation without representation. That was their slogan.
Yep.
They were producing tea and they were being taxed on it. They had no representatives in Parliament. It was all a little bit like Brexit, if you don't mind me saying.
I mean,
But it was like it's a vintage burn, isn't it? Like, so that happened in like
1770 something, yeah.
Well, I'm offended. Too soon, in my opinion.
now, moving on, Mark tweeted, is it OK that I really want to see you guys do the bottle top challenge? It's one of those, OK, it's a new internet challenge that's gone around this week.
Sure.
You know, every now and again something pops up, everyone has to do it.
Everybody, like happy slapping.
Yes, this one involves... like having a bottle and you do a kind of roundhouse karate kick and you unscrew the cap of the bottle whilst you do it. Who wants to have first go? Alex, go on, have a crack.
Here you go.
Oh, God.
I genuinely think this is going to be easier for me than actually unscrewing it.
No. I mean, we can watch that in slow motion. I'm not sure how impressive it's going to be. Can we have a look?
Yeah, it was mint.
Why? Who wants to...
I look like I'm ready to have
Go
another
on, Louis,
pop at
have a
it.
crack.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Go on, Louis.
Louis Theroux, bottle cap challenge is what we want.
Wonderful.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, this isn't going...
looser.
Sorry?
It is loose.
It's looser.
A lot looser.
Oh, we've got that in slow motion as well. Let's have a look. OK, all right.